How's it going, fellas? Today I'll be showing you one of the first things I ever learned to cook perfectly, at least in my family's opinion. I'm a huge fan of smashed, pan-fried burgers rather than thicker or grilled ones. This isn't even really a recipe, honestly, it's literally just ground beef. It's all about the technique to nail the smash burger though. I'm starting with the usual, about a pound of ground beef and reserving the rest for another time. Preferably medium ground beef if you can, for some extra flavor from the added fat content. Lean will do just fine in a pinch, or if that's literally all they had at Metro. Once you've got the meat ready to go, get a cast iron or a regular pan, smoking hot. Vegetable oil is the only option for this. While that's getting hot, we'll measure out the meat. I find the best results are weighing out balls at 3 ounces each. It's perfect for stacking if you want a double, and it fits the bun perfectly. Smash them down with whatever you've got lying around. Half the package yielded me 6 3-ounce patties and 1 2-ouncer. Now that that's taken care of, we can start cooking. Before throwing them on the heat, season the burgers with whatever you like. I like to keep it simple, just salt and pepper, but some MSG, if you've got it, really kicks things up to 11. It's also worth noting that there's a very solid chance you'll set off every smoke alarm in your building. So open up some windows in the middle of December, turn the oven fan on, whatever. Check out how much these burgers shrink. That's why it helps to shape your patties larger than the bun you're going to be putting them in. Nothing's worse than biting into just straight bread and ketchup. Once you see the color of the meat starts turning gray on the sides, about 60% of the way up, you can check if the meat's crisped up if you want, and if it has, flip them. Also, if the smoke is way too much or your burgers are burning faster than they're cooking, I recommend turning the heat down. I only ripped my pan on medium heat until it started to smoke and turned it down to medium-low when they were getting a little too smoky. Keep in mind that if you do turn it down though, the burgers will start to cook slower and not crisp up nearly as well. So play around with the heat as you go. Also see where the hot spots of your pan are. The left patty is closer to me and is almost directly over the burner, so it almost perfectly even browned, while the one on the right is still a little bit grayer. Once you flip them, you can throw some cheese on top, and optionally cover it with a lid to facilitate the cheese melting. Once the cheese looks like it's kind of sinking into the cracks of the burgers, that's usually the sign that they're ready to go. When they're done, throw them on a tray in your oven at its lowest setting to help keep them warm while you cook the rest. Then we'll just repeat the process. I usually alternate seasoning my burgers, so the salt and pepper doesn't keep accumulating on the bottom of the pan, making each burger saltier than the last. For the last batch, I'm cooking 2 3-ouncers and the 2-ounce patty, the widest one on the left, to show you why 3 ounces is the perfect weight, in my opinion. Since the 2-ouncer is so thin, it starts to curl up pretty drastically at the edges and it looks like it's made of plastic. I could press it like a button. It's also worth mentioning that these burgers are super loud, smoky, and really dirty. All this grease, it's just from watching the meat cook. Imagine if it actually had fat in it. Anyways, next step is the buns. Whatever your method is, I find just lightly buttering your buns and popping them under your oven's broiler is the best method. Just keep an eye on them. You have about a 7-second window from when they're done to being on fire. Now that those are done, let's talk toppings. I'm keeping it really simple here. Mayo, mustard, ketchup, pickles, ooh, cherry coke. Veggies on the bottom. I would have added some onion, but my 2 cutting boards were dirty and Now the mayo with performance anxiety. It's brand new, that's why it's not working. At least the worst is over. Okay. Now the ketchup with performance anxiety. The mustard, and crown it. It's beautiful, really. All it needs now is that cold soda, some chips, and enjoy the... wait, what? Oh, so that's why they call it a smash burger.